Yes guys, I'm going to be spending 200 days in Minecraft survival. I already spent 100 days in Minecraft, and also if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But yeah, we're going to be spending 200 days in Minecraft. This is a duo with my friend Ryan, aka Cappy524. Otherwise, let's start. Day 101. Felt good to be back on the server. I got a fire resistance potion, and we spent that day getting some netherite. We did some netherite hunting, and got one netherite ingot. I wanted to make a new chest plate since my other one was pretty low durability, so I used one from the Entity, and it had mending on it too, so it was pretty worth it. I had 2 netherite scrap left over as well, so that was pretty cool. From there, I made some beds so that we could do some netherite hunting, and of course, Ryan blew up, because I was kind of expecting that to happen. Otherwise, we just went netherite hunting for the whole entire day. We took a while going netherite hunting, and of course I punched Ryan into the fire because why not? But yeah, it took us a while to find some netherite hunting, and then we eventually came across our first piece of netherite. After a long time of exploring, we finally found our first piece of netherite on day 102. I got that, and it surprisingly turned out to be a 2 vein, so we got 2 ancient debris from that, which was pretty pog. And I just spent the whole entire time just keep on blowing things up with Ryan, and ended up with eventually 3 ancient debris, and we still need 1 more for another netherite ingot. So I started to go crazy with my pickaxe, and we actually got pretty lucky because I actually found some. We eventually mined that piece of netherite, and there's also another one right beside it, so that was enough to make an ingot and have 1 netherite scrap left over. But we didn't stop there. We just kept mining because we wanted to get Ryan some netherite as well, and we nearly died there because lava came out of there. But yeah, we killed a ghast, and I went to smelt the netherite, and we had 8 netherite scrap, and that was enough to make 2 ingots. With the 2 netherite ingots, I want to make a netherite sword because I really liked my current diamond sword with fire aspect too. And Ryan, I gave him a netherite helmet, and of course enchanted it for him because he barely had any levels. But yeah, I enchanted his helmet for him and gave him a netherite helmet. I started to work on my new house. I know I like to build new houses a lot, but I started to make my new house. I didn't really like the XP farm, so we may take it down in the future. But while I was doing that, I found a pink sheep in the distance, but we had enough pink sheep, so we just let it live. Day 105, I spent the whole time just getting plenty of wood and building up the floor and base of my house. After constructing the base of my house, I went to check on the XP farm, knowing that we were going to get rid of it in the future. Day 107, I just did some normal netherite mining. I found a couple pieces of ancient debris, found 3, and yeah, did some more, found lots of ancient debris from that trip. We eventually had 8 pieces of ancient debris, which I thought that was pretty good. Smelted some iron, and day 109. Day 109, I made an ingot and made netherite leggings. I then had 4 netherite scraps left, so that was enough to make another netherite ingot, which I did. So I made some netherite boots, which did have feather falling 4. Fortunately, I didn't realize it had a curse of binding. During that, Ryan did burn to death, so it took him a couple of tries to get there, but he would never get there, and he would always fall in the lava. So I gave him a fire resistance potion, and yeah, he eventually got it. We came back home successfully. Day 110. We did some more ancient debris, got a couple of ancient debris, and yeah, we came out with 8 ancient debris, and I made a netherite helmet, and also as well as a pickaxe. I then enchanted my helmet, and I looked sick, because I was in full netherite armor along with a sword and a pickaxe. I had to kill some things since we were a little low on food, and I enchanted some books, and even got unbreaking on my elytra. I then explored around a little bit, and I came across a spruce village, And after a long time of adventuring, I found a Woodland Mansion. I don't know why, I was just exploring, you know, just some freedom, and I found a Woodland Mansion out of nowhere. I go to loot the Woodland Mansion. Some good things were pretty good there, blast protection book. And then we find Cat. Once again, we came across Cat. So we got in Cat again. We found this very overpowered book, you could say. We found a secret room, and unfortunately, I accidentally broke the diamond block, which apparently was a prize. So yeah, that really sucked, and we kind of just came here for nothing, except for the totems. And I let the lava out just to see what is in there, because I was very dumb. And let's just say the whole thing burnt. So on that day, day 122, we went to go to the, we found an ocean monument on our way back, but we didn't really want to do anything. We just grabbed a few shards from killing some elder guardians and made a few sea lanterns. Then we had some good vibes with Cat, and I eventually made an ender chest, another one, and I killed a horse, because why not? And then, yeah, I just went to the sea, got some squids for black stained glass, and yeah, I really liked the base of my new house, and it eventually turned out to look very modern. I started making more additions to my new house, such as more walls, and it turned out really good, like, I mean really good. I started making an enchantment room, a storage room, and of course, everything was looking perfect. I made the floors on them, and same with my enchantment table, and I even made a little furnace area right upstairs. Made my bed, and yeah, everything was coming together perfectly as how I wanted to. I then made a bunch of sticks for item frames so that I could label all my chests in my storage area, and I even made an armory, so that was pretty cool. And I even had a little view of the whole, I don't know, city. I started tearing down the house since I felt like I just wanted more space. So yeah, I started making everything a farm, and after a while, it turned out to look great. Mudbray was perfect, and I moved his little pen out back. I then started working on the farm, and I went to the nether, and I eventually found a bastion. I don't know, I just going netherite hunting, and I came across pig step, which that is very lucky, because it's pretty rare, and pig step is pog. I got some more netherite scrap, and yeah, I started playing some pig step and cat. Probably not the best combo, but yeah. And then I wanted to know what I would do for the upstairs extra room, and yeah, I had 2 extra rooms. I didn't know what I was going to do. I did have enough to make 2 netherite ingots, so I repaired my sword and even made a brewing stand. I gave Ryan a netherite ingot, and it was day 138. Ryan didn't really like the farm, so I moved the farm into my backyard. So yeah, it was turning out great. My house was looking great, and we drowned a pink sheep because, I don't know, we just wanted to do that. I eventually started enchanting some books and made some pretty OP diamond boots because my current netherite boots were low on durability. I made another netherite sword and just continued enchanting some books. I then started to go netherite hunting since my pickaxe was overpowered and just found some netherite. I made a netherite ingot and made new netherite boots until I realized I had Curse of Binding, so yeah. I then made some rockets and went diamond hunting for a long time, and I mean a long time. I had 23 diamonds, but yeah, I then had 25 diamond blocks, which is a lot. I went to another end city and I killed some blazes for some more blaze rods just so that I can make some blaze powder for some potions. We killed some withers for some wither heads to spawn in the wither, and yeah. We did some more mining for some more diamonds, and after a very long time of mining, I had like, I don't know, like 10 stacks of diamonds. So yeah, that was pretty lucky. I had a stack and 25 diamond blocks, and I wanted to make an XP farm. So I made a little XP farm spawn in Endermite, and yeah, it was working perfectly. It was just crazy. It was crazy. After a while, I waited a little bit. It was, yeah, it was very crazy, and it was very loud, so I'm sorry if you have to hear this for headphone users, but yeah. The XP farm was doing great. I loved it, and I started to enchant more books. I made a little pen for some cows, just to breed some cows, and after a while of breeding, I eventually had a horde of cows. We came back in the fortress for some more wither heads. I grabbed some nether ore for some potions, and we started to craft some potions of strength. We eventually made a hole for the wither since we had enough wither heads, and I had some buckets of milk so that we can get away the effect that we get from the wither. And we spawned in the wither. There it was, the scary second boss in Minecraft. It was the second boss because the Ender Dragon is the first boss. We were very scared, knowing that if we die, then the wither could easily just blow it up. And of course, that's what happened. So I eventually picked up the remains of my stuff and killed the wither. Unfortunately, my stuff did get blown up, just as I said. So all I had was my netherite sword, and good thing we came what we wanted, the nether star. The only thing that remained, which I'm glad, is my pig step disc. But yeah, I had 2 mending books and started to work on new armor, knowing that I had some armor in my armory. But it really sucked that I lost all my netherite armor. So I did a lot of netherite hunting and eventually came back with 38 pieces of ancient debris. I then made some sets of netherite armor and items, and I went to the entity for a new elytra. I found a new elytra, and it was pretty easy. I got the elytra and looked around. I felt victorious once again. I found another end city and another end ship, because I really wanted 2 elytras, at least 3. So I came across a lot of juicy stuff and more elytras. Of course, I couldn't forget about collecting the Ender Dragon head as a little achievement. I then made a full diamond beacon with 12 diamond blocks left over. Yes, a full diamond beacon. I felt very good about this, knowing that we had a full diamond beacon. And I got a lead, which I called it a belt. I don't know why, just was funny. So I chased him around with it, and he was just scared. He had a diamond sword, and I wouldn't even use any of my things. But yeah, I nicknamed the belt using an anvil, and I had my dragon head on. Knowing that I did collect more dragon heads, he was a dragon too. We then started to play tag. A wolf unfortunately died, and I accidentally hit Mudbury while we were playing tag. So yeah, I felt really bad, so just to cheer him up, I gave him full netherite armor. And the cows were doing crazy. Just the 2 pigs were just there, lonely. But yeah, my house, I wanted to do an upgrade, and there was my new house upgrade. I really liked it. If you can go in the furnace room, then there would be that, and there would be 2 extra rooms, plus a room at the top, so that'd be 3. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Day 158. I gathered plenty of sand for some TNT, just so that I could blow up the XP farm, and it was satisfying to watch the water from the XP farm slowly go down. It was very satisfying just watching it. But yeah, after that happened, I made a little trophy room. I don't know, I just really liked it. I just put random things in there like the dragon egg, and I wanted to move my armory and moved it to the highest level. And I even put some, like, I don't know, item frames just to hold my swords and items, because they're literally item frames. So I did that, and I eventually finished the armory. I killed some cows, knowing that I had a lot of wheat, and yeah, I was just chilling around with my elytra. I was just looking around, and I eventually find a Woodland Mansion. If you can see around my coordinates, it took me, I think it was like 2 days. 2 days of adventuring just randomly because I wanted to find another one, knowing that I burnt the other one down. But yeah, I came across a spider spawner. Nothing really interesting happened at the Woodland Mansion. I just got totems. But with all the wool I collected, I made a little dog pen, and day 173. My cows were, they were happy. But of course I had to finish them off, sadly. But I wanted to expand the pen, knowing how much there were, and I wanted to upgrade the house. So I added some spruce logs, which took me a while to collect. I had some outlines around the house. And I eventually made dark oak doors. I then upgraded the nether portal and made that another portal room and even made a pool. I then wanted to make a new farm, so I made a little barrier for a farm, and I really liked it. It was pretty cool, but while I was doing that, I see a skeleton horse. When I come near it, of course, skeletons come out with helmets, enchanted helmets, and bows. I did want to keep some skeleton horses, so I only took out the skeletons. Unfortunately, I accidentally killed one skeleton horse, but from there, everything was okay. Day 176. Did some netherite hunting, and made some new netherite boots, and the enchantments on my boots were overpowered. I got some soul sand for the netherwort to make a netherwort farm, and even got lots of warped planks, which you could call blue wood. At least that's what I like to call it. But I made a little like temple. I want to make an area for villagers, knowing that we were gonna make a little place for villagers. I then got a fish which looked really cool, and I named him Gerbil using a name tag. I then made a little mine, and I did find treasure, a buried treasure. I didn't get a clip of it, but I found Hardesty and Melahai disc. I then made a cool little tower, and phantoms started coming out, so I just tried to kill them, and of course I missed. But I eventually got to kill them, and got some phantom membranes, so that was pretty worth it, because we really needed it. Day 182, the tower was looking good. I added some glass panes to it, just to make it look better, and started flattening out the area, because I felt like it just needed more land. So I took down some towers and buildings, and even made a little barn. And the barn was pretty cool. I put the skeleton horses in it, and yeah, I went down into the ocean and found I think a shipwreck. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, and found a bottle of enchanting and some goodies. I then found two tridents that I realized I already had, so I just combined them, and I got pretty high durability, and I got loyalty 3 on it, which was pretty good. I really liked my trident. I used it on some mobs, and yeah, I wanted to start a dog army, so I started to grab some dogs and started breeding them to the point where it was a little crazy. Yeah, I started making them all stand, and I made a little tank for Gerbil, which was cool, and the dog army was just getting larger and larger. Day 185. This was the moment where the dogs would do their action. I started bringing them over because we were going to start a raid. And let me tell you, the dogs, there were just a lot of them. We started making our way towards the pillager outpost, and a lot of them fell from a high place, clearly, if you can see that. But when the raid started, my dogs were doing the job, and Ryan burned to death. But my dogs really did the job. We eventually completed the raid, and we wanted to do another raid, so that's what we did. And I just started beating up a bunch of pillagers, and my dogs finished them off, of course, because that's why I got them. And yeah, this was when we bullied one singular pillager. I just hit it once, and of course all my dogs bully it. Yep. And we had a little lag spike there when they all like shake off the water, but yeah, I killed some mobs, scary mobs like Ravengers, and got an extra totem. And of course wolves started to die, unfortunately, but I couldn't let that happen anymore, so I took out some Ravengers, and when the raid was over, I killed Ryan with my wolves. We then made a little hole. I don't know why, we just wanted to. It was just, I don't know, why not? So yeah, I wanted to start making an aquarium, so that's what I did. We made an auto sheep farm, wool farm, and we found a zombie villager. We made a little home for it, and yeah, we gave it a weakness potion and a gapple, just so that we could have it and get good trades. And I used a target practice on a dog that I hung up with a fence. But yeah, there was the villager. He was doing pretty good. I finished the base of the aquarium, you could say. It wasn't looking too bad. I grabbed a lot of gold. A lot of gold for lots of golden apples. I don't know why. I just wanted to make some golden apples. I then found a horse, and it was pretty fast. I didn't know what I wanted to name it, but I really liked the horse. and I had a lot of beds and started to make end crystals. And if you're guessing it that we're gonna respawn the Ender Dragon, then you're right, because that's what we're gonna do. I placed the final end crystal, and there it was. The Ender Dragon was about to come back to life. We really just did it for the XP, so we got a couple lucky hits, got some of the end crystals. I'm not too good with bows, so of course I miss. But yeah, for some reason the Endermite was missing from the XP farm, but of course we forgot to bring our pumpkins. But we had no problem with it. We started to get a couple lucky hits with the Ender Dragon and took out plenty of crystals. And yeah, when the Ender Dragon was low, I just started to build around it. I did want to place some beds, but unfortunately it didn't work. But there it was. We beat the Ender Dragon once again. We felt like very good after that because we did get a lot of XP, but yeah, we felt very victorious after that. I then started placing a lot of beds, knowing that we were going to make a villagers area, and made a little 200 days sign. And I made a 100 days, so why not make 200 days? I did lots of netherite hunting, as you can see. 24 netherite ingots. Got some oak leaves that I didn't realize I had to make 2 sets of netherite armor. I kept some armor to myself just to repair my netherite boots, knowing that all my other armor had mending. And that was when I realized it was day 200. I got all my army of dogs, and you can see they shrunk. And when I turn around, Ryan dies. But we, of course, had to celebrate. So we crafted some fireworks, and it was crazy. As you can see there, we just really partied around the sign, just spammed fireworks, and of course, a dog went out with a bang. Because, yeah. And yeah, that'll be the end of the video. There will be a 300 days coming up soon. But yeah, if you enjoyed, of course, like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.